we may not be able to help our youth. We are giving them education, but what can that education do for them? I have a friend who came from Japan, and what he told me about the country is remarkable, that right from the cleaner to every citizen, and it is even a daily conversation that when you meet your neighbor, you tell your neighbor, look at where America is, look at where Germany is, look at where UK is. Let's do everything possible to catch up with them. And this is a national consciousness.
You mean in Japan?
In Japan. And I watched a video somebody did on even their children. They inculcate in them the principles of the country, such that at age 5, you learn to take care of yourself. You learn to be responsible. You learn to do dishes. So for school children, they don't clean for them. The children are taught to clean. And they grow to become clean citizens. And no wonder, in 2018, if you know, the hotel where the Japanese team and the supporters lodged.
Yeah, lodged.
When they left, nobody had to clean the place. Because in Japan, you don't make a mess for another person to clean. And this is a national consciousness. So this is what we have to do as a people if we want to develop.
Yeah, but like I want you to give me the clear understanding of Vision 2020. What happened to that vision then? Because like that kind of Vision 2022, I don't know what it is as I'm sitting.
Yeah, Vision 2020 was carved by the National Planning, the NDP is National Development Planning Commission. And under Rawlings, it was Vision 2020. When President Kufuor came, he like tinkered with it to become 2015. And under Mills and Mahama, do you remember the 40-year plan?
Yeah.
Where is it now? You see, so our politicians, in a way, are not sticking to any principle or any value. They tell us this today, and as we are saying, many people are not even aware of some of these things. Because how many Ghanaians are talking about Vision 2020? And already we have gone past 2020 and nothing happened. For instance, in terms of our education, what type of education do we want to give to our children so that in the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, they become world-class citizens who can cause a change and a transformation? Agriculture, what is our plan for our agricultural sector, which every citizen is aware of, so that if government A comes and doesn't stick by that principle or go by that, the government can be questioned. We don't have that.
You know, when
our health sector, is there any plan? Because for God knows when, for 64 years, our leaders have always traveled abroad. Can't one leader or person wake up and think that, can we put up a health facility in this country that will take care of the health of the president, the minister, and everybody, so that when somebody is sick, the person doesn't have to travel abroad? And for 64 years, you claim to be independent, but you are not independent in your health.
Yeah, I'll come to that. So what do you think our president, Nana Akufo-Addo, made mention of? Do not be spectators, being citizens. In which principle, in which understanding that did he come out with this?
Yeah, I think he made...
No, since you, like the point that you explain right now, the point that you explain now, it got me that he's talking like he just came from heaven to just pour that on earth.
Yes, because if you remember, after that address, he was accused of plagiarism. That he stole the idea from outside.
You
see, unfortunately for us, we are a people who can talk, who can write. in our constitution, if you read the constitution of Ghana, there are fantastic ideas in there. Our parliament is excellent at making laws. In fact, if you are looking for one African country with modern laws, developed laws, and developed constitution, Ghana cannot be taken out. But our problem is with implementation. Fine talk without action is nothing. And you see, in our traditional wisdom, the old people will tell you an empty sack cannot stand. It is what you put into the citizens that will define who they are and what they do. Anybody who tells me that Ghanaians are lazy, Ghanaians are indisciplined, Ghanaians are not focused, Ghanaians are not patriotic, Ghanaians are not nationalistic, doesn't know what he or she is talking about. But the problem is leadership. Over the years, we have not developed our leadership institutions. And in fact, we can't boast of one leadership institution apart from maybe GEMPA that trains people, and not just trains them, gives them opportunity to practice what they preach. We preach. You see, so in Ghana we have leaders, so-called, who preach virtue but practice vice. And it is not, remember that whether it is Mr. Mahama, Nana Akufo-Addo, former President Kufuor, or Mills, or Rollins, or whoever, they are products of the society. So if we are not getting quality leadership or good leadership for the country, what it should suggest to us is that something is wrong. Because GIGO is a computer language, garbage in, garbage out. So these people, Rollins, Mr. Kufuor, Mills, Mahama, Nanado, were once children. We had an opportunity to put something in them. We didn't. So when they come and they are churning out, sorry to say, emptiness, whom do we blame? We have to blame ourselves as a nation. And the question is, have we even learned a lesson from that? And if we have not learned any lesson, it means that 20 years to come, 50 years to come, 100 years to come, this nation cannot get better. This nation can only get worse. Because you can't develop unless you identify where the problem or the source of the problem. You can't solve a problem without defining it or without identifying it. So my fear is that maybe 20 years to come, 10 years to come, 50 years to come, Ghana may be worse off than it is today. And if you maybe think what I'm saying is not real or true, look at what our forefathers and our parents tell us. They always speak of the good old days. It means that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, Ghana was better off than it is today. Which means whilst the US, the UK, Japan, Korea, and other nations are getting better, we are getting worse. And we are getting worse because whether it is the president, the MP, or whoever, they are the children who are in kindergarten, in basic school, in the JHS, in the senior high today. And the question is, what are we putting into them? What you are putting into them today will come out 5, 10, 20, 50 years and will slap us in the face. So if you are putting nothing in them, we should expect nothing from them. It's as simple as that.
During the interview that Nana Kufuor, J.A. Kufuor, had with Kofi Aduma, he made mention of, as you said, the old days. Who taught our parents cocoa farming, the rest, and those kind of things? Why is it that now that we say that we have a democracy, we have
been
educated and those things, but you cannot do better than them? So what do you think will be the reason that Kufuor, as we say, that he too is the product of the nation, but didn't do well? What do you think that makes him to say that? that the cocoa farmers and those things still like, because what you are saying right now
Yeah.
means that from like where we started up to now, we have not done anything, or we have not been improving.
Sure.
But I for where I sit, I think Kufuor should identify this, as you rightly said, but he couldn't. He said otherwise, or what you are just saying, that old people did better than us, or old days, or our forefathers did better than us. So what do you think that President J.A. Kufuor should say that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, he might have, and what he said is true. Our forefathers who never had any formal education, mention Nana Obriaboa, mention Osetutu the First, mention Yasantua, mention the great leaders of old, mention even our forefathers who stood their ground and fought for independence for this country. Most of them were illiterate, but they had a nation at heart. And because they had a nation at heart, they fought for the well-being of the nation. The same lands, the same properties, the same assets, they shed their blood to secure for us. Today, we are destroying everything through greed and corruption. So, look at Galamsey, look at flooding, look at all these things happening. What is the source of those problems? It means that no one cares about this nation. So if Mr. Kufuor said that, he's right in the sense that Ghana, maybe 50 years ago, was better off than it is today. You see, today we may have all the technological advancement. We have the vehicles, we have everything. But in terms of national good, you see, individually, we may be a little bit okay, but the nation is sick.
But I think that for him being or having
he had an opportunity
to be a president, but what has he done?
Sure.
As you rightly say, to inculcate in us.
Yeah.
He also said that he learns a great lesson from their predecessors. That will talk about the Wabuzier family and co. But what she's saying that they are better than us and those, but what has he had the opportunity to be a president of Ghana before? What has he done? And now that he can say that those people are better than, that's what I don't get.
Yes. You see, as I said earlier, the point is that you can't harvest what you have not planted. All right? If you put maize into the soil, you will harvest maize. If you put cocoyam there, you get cocoyam back. Now, as a country, over the years, how have we attempted to build this nation? You see, we are doing politicking. NDC, NPP, CPP, PPP, whatever.
That's what they call partisan politics.
Good. But where is the nation? Okay, so Mr. Kufuor had an opportunity, Rawlings had an opportunity, Mills had an opportunity, Nanado has an opportunity. But the question is, did they use the power they got to further the national interest or party political interest?
And that's what I don't get. What made them to do so?
Yes.
What is the reason why?
They are doing so because in Ghana, as we speak, we have prioritized party politics or partisan politics over national agenda and national development. You see, we care more about our tribes, about our clans, about our political parties, about our individual
ethnicity or
interests rather than the national interest. So for Ghana, scarcely would you hear somebody talk about Ghana. All they talk about is how to secure power and use it to further their own interests. And look, we have had issues with collapse of businesses from both the side of NDC. When they come, they want to collapse NPP businesses. When NPP comes to power, they also want to collapse NDC businesses. But at the end of the day, if you collapse somebody's business, it is not the person you are punishing, it is the nation you are punishing. Dr. Indum had a number of industries, companies, whatever. Today, how many of them are functioning? And if most of them are not functioning, it is not in doom we are punished, because for him, I learned he is in the US now, and he can be there till he dies. But how about the young man or the young woman he gave an opportunity to work? At the end of the day, that person is jobless, and that person may take a gun and then put all of us in danger at night or during the day.
And it's happening.
And it's happening. So at the end of the day, who is thinking about the country? And the answer is possibly nobody. And that's my fear. As a youth advocate, I fear for the youth of this country. And whenever I'm talking to parents or young people, I tell them, look, in the next 5-10 years, I wonder what is going to happen in Ghana. Because we may not be able to control the crime rate. We may not be able to help our youth. We are giving them education, but what can that education do for them?